Welcome to the Live Wide Open podcast. I'm your host, Randy B. Ramirez, the high performance mentor, and I'm here to lead you to become the best version of yourself. This show raises the bar for all the motorsport enthusiasts. Holding wide open is just what we do. Being a good person is who we are, and living our lives to the fullest is the lifestyle that we choose. Yo, everyone talks about going harder. Everyone talks about going max ever. Everyone talks about giving it 150% all the fucking time. But you know what no one talks about? No one talks about what happens when hard turns into hell. No one talks about when you fucking face plant right in your face. No one talks about when you burn out. You see, sometimes, my brother, the strongest move that you can make is to actually lift off the gas before your engine blows. Because you can't stay on the gas forever. You can't stay on boost forever. You can't, as much as we want to, right? I wish I could stay on boost forever. I wish I can fucking redline forever. I wish I can give it all I got forever, all the fucking time. Mr. Wide Open, right? I wish we could. But the reality is that we can't. You can't stay on boost all the time. You can't go wide open all the time. As much as we want to, you can't hold it wide open all the time. You can't hold it redline all the time. You can't hold it pinned all the time because your engine will blow up. You need to give things a break. And you see, a couple weeks ago, I fucking hit a wall. I hit a wall hard, bro. Really hard, right? And so today I'm going to share with you a fucking meaningful story, a meaningful lesson that I learned that I know I need to back off the gas. I know that you can't go wide open all the time. I know that the engine will blow up if you go pass after pass after pass, hot lapping. I know this, right? And I'm showing you that even me, knowing this, we go through it. We all experience it. We will hit the wall. We will burn out. We will blow our shit up. You see, man, between my construction projects, between the commitment that I have to this podcast, between my family time, between hitting the fucking weights, between hitting my passions, between hitting my non-negotiables, between the training that I was doing for my next Ironman 17.3, my tank, it went past empty. My tank was fucking in the fumes, bro. I had nothing left in me. I was sleeping less. I was starting eating like crap. I was literally forcing myself through workouts that I used to love. And my body, it just started rebelling. I lost my motivation. I lost, my discipline was fading. Things were just feeling foggy. Things were not aligning anymore. Things were not feeling enjoyable anymore. Things were felt like, yo, what the fuck is the purpose of all this shit? Literally hit a fucking wall, right? And it took me a minute to realize that, yo, I need to back down. It took me a minute to realize that what I was feeling and what my body was asking from me wasn't weakness. This was a warning sign, right? And so what I did, I pulled back. Right? I realized that, yo, I needed to recalibrate. I realized that, yo, as much as I wanted to go all in all the time, wide open all the fucking time, I just couldn't. I burnt out. I fucking went through a season where I just was hitting a wall, face planting on my face. And so now what I'm doing, even though I didn't want to, now I'm training less. And I'm still hitting the swimming. I'm still hitting the cycling. I'm still hitting the running. I'm still hitting the weights, right? But those three disciplines, the swimming, the cycling, the running, now I'm hitting them once a week, right? And before I was hitting them twice a week with some long ass fucking sessions training for this Ironman because it takes a lot. And let me clear it up. An Ironman 70.3, that's only half the distance of the one that I really am wanting to do. Right? I had this goal and next year I turned 40 and I had this goal that I'm gonna do an Ironman and I'm 40, right? But it took my ego, it took me realizing that, yo, right now, it's just not the time to do it. And so I'm not giving up. I'm still gonna do it. I'm still gonna continue with it. But for the first time in a while, I realized that I needed to pull back in order to continue moving forward, right? For the first time in a while, I started to feel alive again. For the first time in a while, I started to enjoy my workouts again. For the first time in a while, I started to feel on fire again, right? And I realized that it wasn't about quitting, right? I'm not quitting, right? And my ego smashed me in the face because I thought that because I wasn't able to continue my training, my preparation for this next race that I had in December, I realized that, man, that's not quitting. That's just recalibrating myself in order to sustain this for a long period of time, right? Like, I thought that if I wasn't gonna hit this race, then I wasn't gonna train. You see, and that is the breakthrough that I had. Like before, thinking about, I've done four Ironman. I've finished, I should say, 4 Ironman 70.3s, right? I've actually gone for 5, but in the last one, my bike broke. They had canceled the swim because it was too cold, and so I don't really count that one, right? So I technically finished 4, right? And what has happened through every season that I've gone through that is that I work out, I get big, I build my muscles, I build my strength, and then as soon as the race starts coming up, about 4 months into it, I start training, Ironman training, triathlon training, going all in, and I stop working out my muscles. I stop building my strength. And so what happens is that I go through these roller coaster rides of building muscle, and then building endurance. And while I'm building the endurance, lose all my muscle. And the minute that I finish the next Ironman race, I go back to strength training, right? And what happens that when I go back to strength training, I lose all the endurance that I have built. And so I realize that, in this season that I'm in, doing less, I'm actually gonna do more, right? Because normally I would have just give up. Normally I would have just been like, you know what? This next season that I'm in, fuck it. Let's just grind. Let's just build some muscle. We're not gonna be able to participate in the next race in December because the schedule is too hectic. Then fuck it, I'm just gonna go back to building muscle. But now I realize that taking a step back is not quitting. And I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna give up. I'm not gonna leave the endurance that I have built over this grind. Right? Yes, I hit a wall. Yes, I got burnt out. Yes, I got to a point where I was feeling fucking exhausted all the fucking time, and I literally didn't want to do this anymore. But I realized that I'm just gonna pull back a little bit, and I'm gonna continue doing what I'm doing. I'm gonna continue heading towards that goal. I'm gonna continue aiming for that peak over there, right? Of still training the disciplines, of still building my muscle, of still having the goal of finishing a full Ironman. And it might not be when I'm 40. And the reality is that I was like, fuck it. I wanted to hit it when I'm 40, but maybe I'll hit it when I'm 41. Maybe I hit it when I'm 42. Maybe I hit it when I'm 43. And then the older I get, the more fucking powerful I feel, because that means that I will create more longevity, more power, more endurance, be a better man, because I'm doing it at an older age, right? And so I realized that that wasn't weakness. I realized that the rest is not weakness. The rest is actually a weapon. The rest that I'm taking right now is actually fueling my next level. You see, us high performers, one of the biggest mistakes that we make is that we mistake exhaustion for effort. Like, we glorify this grind culture of you gotta grind it out, you gotta keep going, you gotta hustle until the grind literally breaks us down. And that is what I've learned. That is the mistake that I consistently make, because I wanna go hard all the fucking time. I wanna do it all the fucking time. I wanna be in boost all the fucking time. I wanna be in high boost all the fucking time. I wanna give it all I got all the fucking time. And as much as I want to give it all I got all the fucking time, I realize that is the recipe for burnout. That is the recipe for exhaustion. And yes, you gotta pull yourself, you gotta expand, you gotta break your limiting beliefs, you gotta push past the limitations that you think you have in order to become stronger, in order to do more, in order to be more. But the truth of the matter is that if you're able to analyze what's working and what's not, and you're able to see where you're striving and where you're grinding and where you're lacking, then you're able to really analyze, and you're able to re-strategize, and you're able to recalibrate yourself in order to go for the long term. Because this is not just some sprint. For me, This is a lifelong journey. For me, this is a marathon. For me, this is not about this next race. When I thought it was really about this next race, but then I pulled back and I realized and I recalibrated and I was like, yo, yes, I might not be able to hit this next race in December, and who knows? Maybe this little training this gaming plan that I'm doing, maybe I'll feel ready by then, right? But the truth of the matter is that the amount of training that I'm doing right now is nowhere near the amount of training needed to be able to feel ready to compete at a high level in the next Ironman 70.3. Because it takes time, it takes discipline, and I know I can go do one right now and I can go finish it, but will I get a personal best? No, right? And so that realization brought me to the point where I'm like, yo, backing off the gas a little bit isn't quitting. Backing off the gas a little bit is what I need to do right now. Backing off the gas a little bit is what's gonna help me go long distance, what's gonna help me create this habit, this stability, this consistency in my life that I'm really after. You see, I thought that more hours on the bike meant more progress. I thought that more hours out running meant more progress. I thought that more hours swimming laps meant more progress. But without the recovery, I was just digging a deeper hole, bro. Like, I was like, oh, I'm just gonna grind through it. I'm just gonna push through it. But I was sleeping 4 hours a night. I was fucking having long days. I was exhausted. I was feeling cranky. I had no energy. My muscles weren't growing. Like, I was literally burning myself out because the recovery was not there. And the recovery is one of the most important parts that you can encompass, that you can incorporate into your fucking strength training routine. That you can incorporate into your endurance routine. And so, like, I look at myself now as a hybrid athlete. I strength train and I endurance train, right? But without the recovery, that will never grow. You will never expand. You will never take things to the next level, right? Like, rest, it doesn't take away from your performance. It literally multiplies it. And the minute that I realized it, and the minute I was like, yo, I'm burnt out. I hit a wall. I hit a plateau. I hit a point where I cannot grow no more at this level of rest that I'm applying in my life. And so the recovery phase is where the body and the mind adapt and grow. And without that recovery phase, without the rest, without you being able to fully recover after each workout, you will never expand, right? It's like a turbocharger can't stay in boost forever. As much as I would love to have that turbocharger stay in high boost forever, it will overheat. It will explode. It will create so much heat that it will catastrophically blow up. The metal will break. The metal will fatigue. And so we're just like that. Like, man, racers know this. Like, we need to be able to let the system cool down before the next pull. Like, maybe you can hot lap it once or twice, but if you hot lap it consistently, day after day after day after day after day, or pass after pass after pass after pass, you might only get 5 or 10 passes in before your shit blows up. Because the metal cannot take the heat. The metal, it gets to a point of where it just explodes, where it breaks, where it implodes on itself. And so our life, our habits, our routines are the same way. And so sometimes doing less keeps you in the game longer, my friend. You see, this is about consistency, not just about intensity. Because anyone could go ham hard as a motherfucker for short periods of time and then give up. Right? Because you're like, oh, I give it all I got. I give it hard. This is actually one of the things that you see the most when people start to work out and they go hard as fuck. They build up and then they hurt themselves, or they get so sore that they just don't want to go back to the gym. They don't want to work out anymore because they don't realize that it's about the consistency, not the intensity. And so pulling back, my brother, isn't quitting. Pulling back is adjusting your pace so that you can stay in the race. And that was the lesson that I extrapolated out of this wall that I just hit. You see, 1 hour sessions a week for each discipline isn't near enough for training for an Ironman prep. Like, it really isn't. That's the truth of the matter. Is like, the swim is probably like, if you're doing some good times, the swim is probably like 45 minutes, 40 minutes, let's say. The cycling, if you're fucking hauling ass, if you're giving it, like, the most I've been able to get is 3 hours and like 2 minutes. And that is giving it all I got. Right? And then the run, a half marathon, I've been able to do it in like 2 hours and change, 2 hours and 15 or something like that. And so for you, in order to do those 3 back to back, you need to be able to train for long periods of time and build the endurance up, right? And so an hour a week for once a week is not nearly enough, right? But what I've realized is that it's gonna be enough in order for maintain my endurance, in order for me to maintain structure, in order for me to maintain my sanity until my life opens back up. And I can create more time to go train and be the fucking hybrid athlete that I know I got in me. And so that was the realization. That was what I needed to realize. That was what I needed to see. And that's what the perspective shift that I needed to apply in my mind and in my life to know that this shit is about the consistency, isn't about the intensity. This is about going long term. This is about doing this for a long time. This is not just about the December race. This is about me making it to the full Ironman race, right? Momentum doesn't have to be maxed out, right? Like it just has to be maintained, right? Like you can build the momentum and you can have momentum by going at a slower pace. But the reason why I hit the wall was because I was trying to have high powered momentum, because I was trying to be in high boost all the time, because I was having some long days, because I needed to strength train, because I needed to triathlon train, because I needed to work, because I needed to, and then you have a long ass commute. And then what happens was by the time I got home and I needed to spend time with my wife, I needed to spend time with my family, I needed to do things. And then I was like, yo, I was like getting 4 hours of sleep. And that shit is nowhere near what is needed to really grow and to recover in order to push myself at the level that I was. Like you need at least 7 hours of sleep. At least they say 8, right? To really recover. And like, for example, last night, man, I fucking crashed. I got home from work. It was fucking Friday night. I put on a little bit of TV while I was eating my dinner. I sat on the couch and I ended up falling asleep. And I woke up like at 2 a.m. And I was like, holy shit, I was exhausted because I've been pushing myself to the point of exhaustion, right? And I realized that this shit is about building the long-term consistency, not the short-term intensity. And so know that you don't slam the throttle mid-corner. Like you just don't. If you slam the throttle mid-corner, you're gonna fucking drift. You're gonna spin the wheels. Like you need to be able to modulate and maintain traction for you to go long-term. And so the same goes for life, right? Like if you slam the fucking gas in the middle of the corner, you're gonna fall out. You're gonna slide out. You're not gonna have traction. You're gonna lose traction. You're gonna probably spin the fuck out. And so life is the same way. And so you need to be able to realize, just like I realized, that you're not falling behind. What you're doing is you're building forward. You're building sustainability. You're building something that will last for a long time. And so stepping back can literally create and can give you the clarity and the focus that you need in order to rebuild stronger. You see, when I stopped trying to do it all, is when I found more energy in my family, when I found more energy in my business, when I found more energy in my gym sessions, when I actually had more energy and drive to actually go out and ride. And because what was happening was that I had such a busy schedule, I had such a burnout phase, I was pushing myself to the moment that I had no energy for anything. I had no desire to even go look at my bike. I had no desire to go pursue other things. I had no desire to be the best version that I could be because I was burnt out, because I hit a wall, because I was pushing myself past the limits that I could do this for long term. You see, burnout, it doesn't just kill your performance. It literally kills your joy. It robs you from being able to do this long term. And so sometimes you gotta realize that you gotta be able to you gotta be able to lift before you shift. Because if you don't, then you'll have a blown transmission before your race even ends. And that's what would happen to me. Look, the truth of the matter is I would love to shift without lifting. Like everybody wants to no lift shift. Everybody wants to hit it all you got. Everyone wants to stay in boost. Everybody wants to go wide open. Everyone wants to hit that red line. Everyone wants to stay giving it 150% all the time. But the truth of the matter is that your engine won't last. Your engine will blow up. And maybe it might work out for you for one race, right? But you're gonna go into exhaustion. You're gonna expand that metal so much that it's gonna become weak, right? And so where in your life are you doing this, right? Like my question for you today, my brother, is where in your life have you been redlining? Where in your life have you been going wide open 150% for way too long? Like where do you need to pull back? Not quit, but to recalibrate. Like, where do you need to step back a little bit in order to sustain this for long periods of time? Because this isn't about a short sprint. This is about a marathon. Anybody can go ham for short periods of time, but it takes a real motherfucker to be able to pull back a little bit, to be able to sustain this for long periods of time. And so my challenge for you this week is I want you to audit yourself. I want you to audit your schedule. I want you to audit what you're doing, right? And I want you to find one area in your life where you're literally overextending yourself, whether it be physically, mentally, or even emotionally, right? And then my challenge for you is I want you to cut it back by 25%. I want you to cut it back by 50%. Shit, even if you have to cut it back by 75%. Do what you gotta do, but don't you fucking dare quit. I want you to use that time to recharge your energy. I want you to use that time to reconnect with your family. I want you to use that time to realign yourself with your goals. I want you to use that time to realign yourself with your passions. Because when you do that, watch how your performance sharpens again. Watch how you feel alive again. Watch how you have more energy again. Watch how you have more drive again. You see, the men who last the longest aren't the ones who are going the fastest. Right? The men who last the longest aren't the ones who are going the fastest. And that's something that I had to engrave in my fucking mind because I want to go the fastest all the fucking time. You see, the men who last the longest are the ones who know when to downshift, are the ones who know when to pull back a little bit. The ones who know, my engine is about to blow up because I've been giving it too much heat. So let's step back a little bit because we need this to last. You see, you can't build a legacy on burnout. So sometimes the smartest way to go wide open is actually to pull back. It's actually to recharge. It's actually to take a step back so that you can hit the throttle with purpose again. So you can create the drive in your life. So that you can create the fuel needed to go long term. And so do this shit. And extract the lessons and see how you can do more and be more and become the fucking man that you were meant to be. Yo, I'm slamming the checkered flag deep into the ground, claiming victory for every single wide open warrior who's out there. My brother, this is your wake-up call. It's time to break the chains. It's time to step out of the average. And it's time to become that badass motherfucker that you were born to be. This Live Wide Open movement isn't just a podcast. This is the mission that God has stamped in my heart, and helping you rise is the purpose I live for. Lock this shit in, hit that subscribe button, and never miss another episode. And if today's message hit that fire in your chest, my brother, then don't you dare keep this shit to yourself. Fuel another brother. Send this to another motorhead. Send this to another gearhead. Send this to another warrior who's just as hungry for more as you are, because the truth of the matter is that building a better life for your family is non-negotiable. You've got people who are depending on you. You've got a legacy to create, and those fucking excuses that keep showing up, they will never feed the fucking table. It's time to get up, it's time to lock in, and it's time to get to fucking work, dog. This is your moment, this is your mission, this is your movement, and wide open is the fucking way. Let's go!